Hello, what's up? My name is Drea, and I'm the founder of Hidden Opulence Design House. We're an alterations and small batch production service based in Portland, Oregon. Here at Hidden Opulence, we love working with individuals of all backgrounds and strive to be that first step into letting you find love again in the comfort of the closet. Today, I'm here to show you some basic tips to do some simple mends to your garments, and you can easily achieve any of these things at home. The first thing we're gonna start is repairing buttons. I'm gonna show you how to tighten a loose button, like this one, and also how to put a button on. You can see here that this one is lost, so we'll put these two back. In order to do this, you'll need a couple things. First, you're definitely going to need some thread. Shameless plug, Gutermann does this amazing thread, and it is 100% recyclable. So look for whatever color you need in the recyclable thread first before choosing any other type of thread. Second, you're gonna need some needles. Honestly, you can find these just about anywhere. You'd be surprised how many places are gonna hold some needles, even a gas station, shocker. You'll need some snips. You can use regular scissors, of course. I'm a seamstress, so I always have my prized snips nearby. And last, you'll need a water-soluble marker. This is just so you can mark your button placement spot, and it will wash out in your next wash. For this particular fix, the buttons have fallen off and were quickly placed back into the front pocket. If you weren't that quick and they fell off before you even knew it, always check the inseams. There might be a garment tag on the inside that has some extra buttons for you. But otherwise, if you do have an extra button or new buttons on hand, always make sure that they go through the buttonhole before you affix them. So you'll take your thread and you'll measure out, I say about twice an arm's length of thread. I have some pre-cut here. I'm gonna take my needle, and instead of putting one end through, you're gonna take both of those cut ends and you're gonna put it through your needle, like so. So you should have 4 threads. I like to do this nice knot that's super easy. You take the threads, roll them around your finger, or wrap them around your finger, and then roll up. So you should have something that looks like this, and then you're just gonna tighten it, and you should have a perfectly good knot to go. So to tighten our button, we need to see what the damage is that we're working with. So always just take a quick look and assess to see where you need to go. You never want the knot to be exposed on the backside. It just doesn't look that cute. Coming back in here, starting my stitch under the button so that the knot is hidden. And then I'm gonna go back behind the button and up. I'm gonna make sure that it's straight when I sew straight down. And I'll go through the back, pull, and then I'll come back. It's a little blind to sew from the back, so I kind of just keep poking until I can see it in the front. We'll go again. So you'll go through a couple times until you feel like your button is secure. I think if you're always in this position and you're tightening one side, it's really great to go ahead and tighten up the other side, since we're here, right? So I'll probably go one more. And this will be my last stitch down. And now, instead of finishing back here, I'm gonna come back up where I started my knot. And now, this is where the real magic happens. So you're going straight through the underneath of the button. And then now you're gonna take this thread and wrap 1, 2, and pull. And that will be your new knot. And you'll snip off. And now we have a wonderfully secured button. She ain't going nowhere, y'all. Now that both buttons are secured, we're gonna reattach our old friends. So before we do that, a really easy way to make sure the placement is right. Sometimes you may have some evidence of where the old button was, and that's really helpful in telling you where the button will go. In other instances, it'll be a matter of lining it up and just giving yourself a nice mark. So for this step, you're gonna be using the water-soluble marker so you can let yourself know where you're gonna place that button. You'll get a double arm's length of thread, just as we did for the tightening of the button, and we're gonna use the same method of threading the needle. Both threads are gonna go through there, and we'll have, again, 4 threads. I like to cut off the end just so it's easy and we have a nice knot, and then from here, you'll get them all lined up. Sometimes I like to wet my finger just so I can get the knot rolled up easier. It has a little bit of grip. And then there's our knot again. So just as we secured, we're gonna start on the top. So this is how your needle should look. And this ensures that we don't have a knot sticking out on the back. When placing, again, make sure that your button is straight. Or I like to just pay attention to the pattern of the button, how it was laid. Like this is in a more square shape, whereas this is diamond. And I'm gonna just straighten that out so it'll be the same. And go through the back, and then down through the front, and then you'll have your little X mark, so you'll just pick that spot. And then through the back, to the front, back down, and you'll just repeat this a couple times until you're satisfied with how tight your button is. So I'll probably go over these about 2 more times on each side, or I'll do 2 on this side. And then back on the other side. Back to the back, and that's my last stitch. So I'm gonna return the needle to the front underneath the button. I'm pulling my thread through. I'm gonna do the same technique as I did when I tightened. So I'm going to run the needle underneath the threads behind the button. And then I'm going to put my needle back through, and then I'm going to wrap it once, twice, and then pull through. And then I'm going to cut my knot, and then I'll trim any excess threads that are poking out. But be careful not to trim your knot that you just made. And just like that, our overalls are restored. Here's our finished result. Our lovely buttons are back. They shining, they gleaming, and they're ready for more fun. And just like that, we have our buttons back on our overalls, so we can put in some more work. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're curious for more, feel free to watch the next video. We're gonna mend some holes next.